Actually, I was to a point, but then as you realize that hard as you worked, all the work I put in, that's what it breeds. And I heard it's a commercial, a golfer, I think it's Gary Player, he says practice makes luck, practice makes luck. So guys think that they get, you make a putt or something and you're lucky, but that's just a lot of guys, the professionals, do it because they practice it all the time.
Right.
So.
And how helpful was it? You had such camaraderie on those teams of the '80s for the Cardinals, and I know you were in Cooperstown last year when Ozzie Smith went into the Hall of Fame. How helpful was it for you to have Ozzie on your team?
Oh, I mean, it's like having a big brother. He didn't have to do what he did for none of us. But it's just like having some experience there. At your, as you need it. It's just great. I mean, like I said, it cut some corners for me, shaved off a lot of time, and I was able to focus on playing the game, which I wanted to do, and learning. I mean, I know it saved me a lot of mistakes, away from the field and on the field. Just being able to have that wealth of knowledge, on and off the field there. So it's just like a big brother, and to this day, it's just like I respect him, as I do my big brother.
You and Ozzie and Vince Coleman still very close, and I know you all like the game of golf. Who's the best golfer?
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Well, if you let Oz tell it, he is. But if the numbers dictate it, Vince is.
Vince. But you're coming along pretty good too, because you took up the game a little later, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Me and Oz did. I don't. Since I took this job, I don't play as much, but. It's just a matter, like I said, practicing. You put in the time, it's going to pay off, and that's all it is, Ain't no sense of talking about it, you just
get
put
out
in
there
the time
and
do it, and you get better,
When you were traded to the Oakland A's, was that an upsetting time for you?
It was weird. It was good and bad, good and bad. 5 minutes I'd be happy, and then I'd think about what I was leaving. Then I'd think about where I'm going.
Right.
Then I'd think about what I was leaving. And then I'd get to Oakland, and it just wasn't a good fit for me. I didn't, it's a funny story, all these guys look like bodybuilders, and I'm going out there streamlined, half of my number is down in my pants, 51, all you see is the top of it, and it's, so it was mentally, it was a tough situation once I got there, fitting in with that group,
Right.
It really was.
And then, of course, you went to the Giants, and then you came back here. And Willie, when you came back here, I'm not sure we ever saw this, but every single time you came to the plate, you got a standing ovation. Can you take me through the emotions of that?
Oh man, I tell you, it wasn't expected. It really wasn't. It wasn't expected. I came back here to do a job. I was happy to be coming back here and to possibly, finish my career here and getting a chance to come back to, to home where I started. And it was just unbelievable. Like I said, it was really unexpected. And you can't explain it. It's no way to explain it. 50, 40, 30,000 people, admiring, giving you what the youngsters call now giving you love,
Right.
And to this day, I'll never forget it. I owe St. Louis a lot. I really do. I owe baseball a lot.
And I guess Willie McGee Day must hold a special place in your heart, too.
Yeah, it does. I mean, again, it's just admiration. And again, it goes back to hard work, and dedication and discipline, and there's no substitute. There's no substitute for hard work. And I feel I've earned it. I feel the way I carried myself. I feel the way I went about my business, which wasn't always good on the field. I wasn't always successful, but I always gave the best I had. And so I wasn't embarrassed because of the people were doing that. I feel that hard as I worked and much time as I put in the off season.
You appreciated it.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's what it is. So now I can tell youngsters, I can tell a guy and look him in the eye, I can tell you how to do this, how to swing the bat at, how to hit the ball this way. I can tell you, he can tell you, but if you don't get out there and take hundreds and hundreds of swings, it's not going to work.
Do you keep up with baseball today? Do you watch games on TV? Do you still root for the Cardinals?
Oh, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan. I love the game. Always will. You know, I love the game. I love watching the game. And I love going out, you know, giving what I have to kids that will take it, you know, and utilize it. I love to see a kid hungry, you know, likes to work, where you have to stop him. Hey, that's enough, man. You done enough today. Go home. Because I know if he gets the right tools and the right knowledge, if he gets the right teaching, that and with his work ethic, he's going to be as good as he can be, you know.
Right. Well, Willie, we thank you so much for spending a little time with us. Everybody I know in St. Louis wants to catch up, and I know you're not a big fan necessarily of doing these interviews, but we sure appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
That's the great Willie McGee, and we'll be right back.